That was just me just joking around.
Okay, you sold it really well then.
Appreciate that.
In terms of your film study, it seems like something you're renowned for. When did you first become a guy who really focuses on that as a way to improve your play on the field?
Probably when I got to Virginia Tech with Coach Gray. It was just part of the game, part of being a DB, part of what it meant and what it took to be successful on the field. So that's just something I always kind of took with me.
And nowadays, when you study film, kind of what's your setup? Do you have like a chair you go to? Do you have a drink of something? Do you like to have a certain room? Like, what's your routine?
I usually come in here on a Tuesday morning and get most of my film done, and just like one of the rooms inside the facility. So Tuesday morning is when I like to get most of it done, and you still watch film at home during the week, in the facility during the week. But I try to come in Tuesday and just get a head start and a jump on the next opponent.
Ron's talked a lot about a continuity on defense and a lot of guys being back. How good do you think you guys can be as a unit this season?
I mean, as good as we want to be. That's why we're here. That's why we were all here during OTAs, just working together, trying to get better each and every day. And that's what we're doing every day out here. Just we've been talking about taking pride in not making the same mistakes twice, and coming out here and each day just getting better. So that's up to us. That's up to how hard we work, how hard we make each day count when we're out here. So that's something that we're working towards every day.
Obviously, you would have liked last year to go a little bit better results-wise, but is it a benefit now to kind of have a little bit of that humbling experience of last year and the big expectations and all that, and having kind of to learn from what happened last season? Is there a benefit to that?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm just the type to where, every year you're going to go through ups and downs. Every year is going to have its own challenges. We can have a good year this year, but that doesn't mean we're not going to have some downtimes where we're going to have to, fight ourselves out of the hole. And that just comes with football. That's a part of the game. And that's why you love it. That's why you respect it so much, because each and every year, I don't care what team you are, what player you are, you're going to have times to where you got to dig yourself out of the hole. And, we can have a good year this year, but that don't mean that we won't have times where we'll have to dig ourselves out of a hole and stuff like that. But, we work hard now to try to keep yourself out of a hole, but it's just the nature of the business. So that's something that we're just preparing ourselves for now.
With Benjamin St. Juste switching to slot cornerback, that's a position you've played. Just kind of how do you see him picking that up, and are there things that he has to kind of be aware of, with that role specifically after playing the outside for so long?
I think he's doing good, man. And I think one thing that you see on tape is just him using his strengths. You know what I mean? Him getting his hands on guys, using his long arms, his big frame. I think that's one thing that a lot of people are going to be caught off guard against, because you see a lot of guys in the slot that are smaller, quick guys, and to have somebody like Juice they probably never really get, a guy that's quick, a guy that's big, physical, and stuff like that, is definitely going to be a good change-up. And, he's learning more and more every day. But he's been doing a great job out here, man, just playing sticky coverage, using his strengths and, kind of just going out there and making plays for us. And it's something that all of us throughout the week, he's going to be helping us. We're going to be helping him. Safeties talk to him a lot. Corners talk to him a lot. So, it's something that we all take on as a group.
You've played slot cornerback in a variety of different schemes. Is there something about this one specifically that either differs or like that he kind of has to be potentially aware of, whether it's using your hands, the vision, or anything like that?
Not really. I think once you get around the game, it's all kind of the same. A lot of times it's just different terminology, or just like certain play calls or coverages that are ran more than others. But I think once you're around the game all enough, it's all pretty much the same.
You got to go against Jahan Dotson in the spring, and obviously you're going to see him out here too. What has been your impression of him and his progression from then to now?
He's just a pro, man. Ever since day one, he just carries himself like a pro. He's confident. He wants to learn. He knows his abilities. He knows he can go out there and make plays. That's going to be something that we need him to do. But you can just see each day he's steady. You know what I mean? People talked a lot about Ryan Kerrigan being steady, always being there, always being a pro. And, just from a young guy, you can see that starting off early from him. He's a pro. He's coming out here to work every day, doesn't complain, doesn't, you know what I mean? He just comes and work. He brings his lunch pail to work. So it's something that's been good for us.
Seems like he also has, a plan when he runs his routes. And I remember there were a couple plays he had against you in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a little bit more I don't want to make too much of it, but is he more advanced in that area than a lot of rookies would be?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I haven't been going against him too much in camp, but definitely in the spring a lot. Definitely, like I said, for him to do what he did in that spring, to want to run a route one way the day before and then kind of get that same look and be able to have a counter off of it, that's big. That's a vet move. That's what pros do. And, you definitely don't see a lot of rookies do that. I'm not going to say none, but you definitely don't. That's not common. So, that's something big, and I'm sure that's something that he's going to use throughout the season.
Kendall, you mentioned not making the same mistake twice, and you had mentioned that last week too. Can you think of any examples of mistakes that maybe you saw made last week, like earlier, that have already been eliminated now?
I mean, I think for me, a coverage that we were in, Terry kind of got behind me on a post ball that Carson overthrew, and me kind of just understanding and learning, what things I can play for and what things I can't play for, to where I think this week already, I think I got 2 post balls that I was in better shape on and things like that. So I think just like understanding the coverages, learning things that like, okay, we're not going to give up this. We don't want to give up anything, but like certain routes we're not going to give up. Certain routes is like we're going to work hard to make sure they don't make it, but this is kind of the weakness of the defense. So for me, that's something little that I can think of, but you kind of see it all over the tape.
Do you enjoy being a resource to the younger guys? Derek Forrest told you the playbook and says that you're somebody he leans on. What's that been like for you?
It's been fun, man. And I think it's something that the whole group has been taking pride of. Everybody being able to learn from each other, ask each other different questions and things like that. But I love it, man, because it's all about us learning the game. The more you learn the game, the more you understand the game. That's when it slows down. It gets slower. You're able to go out there and make plays. So, if all of us are out there understanding the game, seeing what's going on, and the game is slow for all of us, we'll play fast as a group, and it'll help us to make plays on Sundays.
Perfect.
Yep.